I mentioned before in a couple past videos that my family is moving. Since we're moving, that means that I have to pack up all of our stuff. And hopefully, the house will be ready in hopefully 10 days. So, yeah, that gives me about a week and a half to get everything packed. And yes, I recognize the irony of me saying, hey, I need to get everything packed really soon. And I'm sitting here in front of my webcam with my headset on, talking to the internet. I recognize the irony in that. Anyway, so while I was packing some stuff, I had the Venom vlog on in the background, so I gave me something to listen to. And Siike, the host of that, is also moving. And he did 3 different videos on some of the new Venom toys that are coming out. And I thought, that's a good idea, going ahead and doing videos about some of your, collectibles, since you have to pack them all up anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just take that idea. Yeah, I'm just going to do that, too, because that's an awesome idea. So, I've never really talked about some of the loose action figures that me and my husband have. Not all of them are comic book related. There's a couple that are that are a little bit random. I think there's a couple Dragon Ball Z ones in there and things like that. So this is just what's in our top dresser drawer. There are some WWE action figures that I intend to make a video on once I figure out where they are. So that probably won't be until after we get moved. I'm also wanting to do a separate video for the figures that we have boxed, because there's some that I am very heavily debating unboxing, mainly that really nice Scream figure that I have on the wall. I still can't decide if I want to unbox her or not, so yeah, that's a topic for a different day. So I'm going to go ahead and just start grabbing some action figures out of this dresser drawer and see exactly what all we can find. So, with most of these figures, a lot of them come with, parts and pieces and different accessories. I've got Cletus Cassidy's face over here, Typhoid and Mary's sword, Carnage's scythe, but I think the most baffling thing in here, I have no idea whose ass this is. I do not know where this came from. I don't know what figure it goes to. But there's an ass in here, and I have no idea why. Why is there an ass? It's just somebody's butt. Whose butt is this? Okay, so that's definitely going back in there, and I'm going to have to ask my husband whose ass is in our drawer. I guess when it comes to figures, I'll start off with what I know for a fact are the 2 oldest ones. And one of them is comic book related, and the other one is not. So I'll go ahead and talk about mine first, since I know the most about it and about its history. So when I was probably a preteen, I had an anime phase. I still love anime, don't get me wrong, but it's not like what it was. My friend got me obsessed with Inuyasha. I've still got several different plushies laying around, and I think that this is probably the oldest figure that I have, is this Inuyasha action figure. I don't remember where I got him. I don't think it was Toys R Us or KB Toys or anything like that. I feel like I got him at Suncoast or Borders, if that tells you how long I've had this figure, I guess. Originally, he did come with his scabbard for the Tessaiga. I hope I pronounced that right. And the Tessaiga itself, but they are long gone. I used to have a version of him in his demon form, which is what happens when the moon is full, and it got lost, which really sucks because it was limited edition and it was pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to be able to display this, just because I've had it so long. And looking at this, I have to wonder how lore-wise, how his pants stayed like that. Does he stuff his pants? Because that's the only way I can think of that he might be able to have his pants like that. But yeah, this is definitely the oldest one of mine that is in this dresser drawer. So the next one, which is definitely arguably older than mine chronologically, would be my husband's Venom figure. And if these jump cuts seem a little bit choppy, my video feed's actually lagging pretty bad, and I'm hoping that doesn't affect the actual quality. So, alright, this is definitely the oldest one. I do not think this figure is going to show up very well on camera just because of how low quality my camera is, but you can't tell, but this Venom figure's got there's a little bit of a holographic thing going on with him where if you move him in the right light, he's got a blue glow. I don't remember where this figure's from, but it is probably the most posable Venom figure I've ever seen in my life. So the waist bends, the hands bend. I think the elbow joints bend if you do it right, but I don't know how to do it. And for some reason, the feet bend. So if you ever wanted your Venom with downward pointed toes, then you can have that. I know this thing is really, really old. I know my husband has had it for a really long time. There is a button on the back, but I cannot for the life of me get the button to work. And I don't want to risk breaking this thing. So I've seen this figure listed online. I couldn't tell you how much it goes for, but it's definitely one of the cooler figures we have, if nothing else, just because of how old it is. And I mean, look at that. That is terrifying. The way it's designed, where the mouth actually goes up a little bit higher than what it's supposed to where the mouth is almost even with the eyes. So yeah, this one's definitely one I'm really looking forward to being able to display just because of how old it is and how neat the design is. So I'm actually realizing, now that I look at what's in here, some of these figures have already gotten packed because the actual Build-A-Figure Venom is not here. Neither is Carnage. And those were the only two that I know for a fact were displayed. And they're not where I displayed them, which means they've already been packed. So I won't be able to talk about those two in this one because they're already packed. I'm not sure what box. And I don't want to have to unpack like 7 million boxes. But there's plenty of action figures here, so I don't think they'll be missed too much. Probably one of the weirder ones, because like I said, we have the whole Monster Venom Marvel Legends line. Why in the hell was Typhoid Mary part of that line? I literally know nothing about this character. I know she came with this flaming sword, but I know nothing about her. I looked her up on Wikipedia after we got the figure, and from what I could tell, she was like I think she was a Daredevil villain, but she really doesn't fit with the other figures in that particular Venom line, where all of them were either spider people or they had connections to the Venom symbiote, and I couldn't find anything on her about what her connections would have been. It's a nice figure. You know, she's just about as posable as what you would think, but I really feel like she would have been placed, she should have been swapped out with Agony or Andy, or literally, I mean, you could have swapped her out with Peter Parker and it would have made a lot more sense with the rest of them. My Dazzler figure actually is kind of a funny story behind her, because this is another character that I really don't know a lot about, but still own her figure. So I ended up stumbling across Dazzler's character on Twitter, and someone mentioned that her real name is Allison, which obviously that's what my full name is too. I go by Aliee. But what I thought was so cool with Dazzler, as I started reading more about her, not only did we spell our names the same way, because it's super rare for me to find anybody that spells Allison with only one L, her character was kind of on a very base level what I wanted to be when I was like 7. You know, I wanted to be a pop star. I wanted to be a singer and be able to do all this neat stuff. And finding her character, to me, it was like someone took the very base outline of my like 8, 9-year-old, 6, 7-year-old fantasies and turned them into a Marvel character. Beyond that, I really don't know anything about her. I know that I think she like went to law school, maybe, but that's really all I know about her. And I wanted her figure solely because we share the same name. I also thought it was really cool after I started learning a little bit about her that her main face paint is a butterfly design. And butterflies have always had a very special sentimental meaning to me because of different mental health awareness programs and things like that. So I do have all of her accessories too. They're also packed up so they don't get lost. But yeah, Dazzler's definitely got kind of an interesting story behind her just because, I don't know, it's kind of like in an alternate universe, an alternate timeline. Maybe this could have been me. So these next couple ones, I don't really have a whole lot to say about them, so I'm going to blow through them kind of quickly, just to kind of show off what they are, and just to kind of be like, hey, I have this thing, here's what it looks like, here's what I think of it. I don't have anything else to say. First one being Poison, and I'm pretty sure this guy's called Poison. Poison was in the first, I want to say the first Venomized run, but I haven't read it, so I don't know. I think I read part of it. But yeah, he's got a neat design with the spider tendrils coming up. I like how, with the spider design on his chest, they took the spider legs and extended them like that. We ended up having to track this guy down on Amazon because by the time we had the money to complete the set, he wasn't at Walmart. So we paid a little bit of an inflated price for this guy, but it was worth it to complete the set. For some reason, we also have Miles Morales here. I'm not sure why. I'm not against it. I liked Into the Spider-Verse, but I know we got this figure before Into the Spider-Verse came out, so we do have some actual Spider-Men, Spider people in here. Next we have the Venom that came with that particular run, the non-monster Venom. I still have all the pieces. I'm pretty sure Eddie's face is in this drawer somewhere. I don't know where. Definitely an extra Venom face in here, but yeah, it's a nice figure. I definitely think the Monster Venom looks more Venom to me, just because I feel like this one's a little bit too skinny, but yeah, what are you gonna do? It's neat, and he's got like this little detachable collar necklace thing. I think it's supposed to be tendrils, but it's cute, and there's not a whole lot for me to say about this one. The last one that doesn't have a huge story behind it necessarily would be Spider-Ham. My late father-in-law actually got this for my husband before my late father-in-law passed away, so I'm really looking forward to being able to display this one. And Spider-Pig's a fun character. I need to read some of the comics because he just sounds like he would be so like a fun Looney Tunes type character, and I have this gut feeling that the Spider-Ham comics are going to be one of those things that are a lot darker than what someone might think on the surface. So, let's see. Alright, so 2 left. So these are the last 2. The first one being this guy. This is the retro action figure that came with the special edition of the Venom movie at Walmart. He doesn't do a whole lot. He's not super posable. His arms don't bend. He's got arms that swap out. So he's got arms that have like the human fingers on them. But I've always had him with his little tendril arms. This is one of the only pieces of merch that we got from the Venom movie. There were a couple different figures, like little tiny metal ones, I think. But if we're talking any kind of action figure, I think this is the only one we got, which really sucks because the Venom design for the movie was really cool. But yeah, my husband bought me this one because I started writing again, and my writings, of course, were Venom fan fictions, and this kind of gave me a character model to work with. This is another one where they took the mouth up. As you can see, right under my fingernail there, they took the mouth up almost as high as the eyes, which is something I always like with Venom because it almost looks like his face is going to rip apart. The flesh-colored tongue's kind of weird, but it does match with the movie, so. Alright, last figure, and I'm sure nobody is going to be surprised by this. is, of course, my favorite one, which is my Marvel Legends Scream. I'm not going to go on and on about this because I did talk about her in my video, which was what drew me to the Scream symbiote in the first place, but she sits on my nightstand all the time. Her, Dazzler, and Kara from The Mandalorian, she's also packed up already. And I don't know, I love this figure. I have actually, if I know I'm going somewhere that's going to be stressful, or if I'm going to have to do something that is kind of a little bit of an anxiety trigger for me, but it's one of those things where it's like you have to do it, I will actually put her in my purse and will carry her with me. I've done this more than once, and I wish we had like plushes of Scream because I would love something like that. But yeah, she's definitely become a bit of a comfort item for me, and I can't wait for her Funko Pop to come out because there's been rumors that she's getting a Funko Pop. And one thing that I didn't really show off because of where they're so small is we have some of these little tiny metal figures, and that's going to be its own video. And the reason why is because Scream now has a metal figure too, and it's going to be a while before I'm able to afford to buy the set that has her in it. So I figured there's no point in me talking about the metal ones because eventually I'm going to get this full set of them. I'm going to do an unboxing video for it, so I don't need to talk about the metal figures yet. So, yeah, that's some of the loose figures that were in our dresser drawer. I really only left out, I think, one, just because it's a Dragon Ball Z hit figure, and like, I might as well show him since I mentioned him. This is him. I have nothing to say about this. I like Dragon Ball Z. I like Dragon Ball Super, but that's it. That's all I can really say about it. So yeah, this was a really fun video for me to make. I know I have a tendency to kind of drone on and on and on with some of the stuff, but I do these videos because I think they're fun, especially when it comes to talking about different like action figures and collectibles I have. So yeah, I'm excited to get that metal Scream figure. They're only like this tall, but she looks so cute. And this means we're getting more Scream merchandise. We've got that. There is a rumor going around that the next Build-A-Figure is going to be Toxin. And the list that I seen listed all the figures by their hairstyles. And I'm really hoping for another Scream one that might have maybe like a swappable head, so you could put like Donna's head on it, like what Cletus and Eddie got, or Andy or something. So there's definitely some more figures coming out. I think I mentioned earlier in the video that Siike did videos on some of the toys for the Maximum Venom, which feels so weird to say. I'm so used to talking about Maximum Carnage, not Maximum Venom. It sounds wrong, but what are you gonna do? Yeah. So there's lots of new Venom stuff coming out, which means symbiotes are getting more popular again. Scream's got her own ongoing, so hopefully we'll get some more Scream merchandise. This video was super fun for me to make, so thank you guys for watching me drone on for almost 20 minutes about action figures. I know that I can get kind of monotone, but if you stuck it out this long, thank you so much. I'd love to hear about what kind of figures that you guys have. I love looking at this kind of stuff. It helps my brain produce the happy chemicals it needs. So, yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. I do have some more action figures that I can do videos like this for. So if this one does well, I'm perfectly open to doing more videos like this. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see everyone later.